Let's talk a little bit about what Elon Musk has been up to, because he is not content to be made co-president of the federal government and to exercise not only at least half of, but really maybe all of the executive power, and also the legislative and maybe soon the judicial power. Elon Musk has now cast his gaze beyond the federal government and to some states, and specifically the state of Wisconsin. So as we've talked about, there is a huge race underway for an open seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court that will determine whether that court remains a 4-3 progressive or liberal majority or flips back to a 4-3 conservative court. So an important development. An entity called Building America's Future, which is an Elon Musk-backed group, has just bought $1.5 million worth of airtime on Wisconsin's 5 markets to support the conservative candidate for that open seat, Brad Schimmel, who is running against Judge Susan Crawford. This race is huge for a number of reasons. You may remember that the Wisconsin Supreme Court in 2020 was the only court to really entertain one of Donald Trump's lawsuits seeking to overturn the results of the presidential election. The court, by a single vote, refused to throw out votes in Milwaukee and essentially hand Wisconsin's electoral votes to Donald Trump. So those are the stakes. Control of the court will also affect abortion access in the state. It'll affect whether the state legislature can reinstate gerrymandered maps, which the progressive majority had invalidated under the state constitution as to state legislative maps. It could also affect political power at the federal level. If conservatives flip the court back, they're definitely going to keep the state's gerrymandered maps for Congress. That basically gives Republicans 2 seats in the House of Representatives for free, no matter how many voters in Wisconsin want something different. By contrast, a decision that struck down those maps might make the seats more competitive, ensuring that the Wisconsin congressional delegation reflects how Wisconsinites actually vote. Anyway, so those are the stakes. Susan Crawford really would be a justice in the tradition of Jill Karofsky, Becky Dallett, Janet Protasiewicz, and would retain that liberal majority on the court. Musk is backing Schimmel, who I think would fundamentally change that institution. And I think it's really scary that he is beginning to get his tentacles into places, not just in the federal government, but in the states as well. It seems really important to push back against that.